Hello. Bit of an impromptu stream. Not fully got all my tech together again after the break in the previous year. Should be an interesting evening. Assuming that everything works and is fine. Just checking. So, I've got 0 code to start with. I might copy one thing over just to make life a little bit easier from another project. But apart from that, the goal of this evening, I've got 2, maybe 3 hours, is to very rapidly push out a game for DOMEJAM 2021. Because despite running the jam, I've had basically no time to actually work on it. So, yeah. Good evening. I do have the chat open, so I'll try and respond. Feel free to ask questions along the way. Let's do this. So, first step, I need a brand new main file because I'm starting from nothing. I'm going to do this a slightly different way from usual, just because I wanted to try it. Construct new, like that. And that's the init hook. 2 more of those. That'll need the alpha, comms. That's going to be draw, and this will be update. And then well done. Like that. So that's like our very, very start, I suppose. Just double check which version I'm running. Yeah, that's fine. So, first check. Oh. Wait, what? Oh, I'm in the wrong version of this folder. Hold on. Let me just move the main file that I just created to the correct folder. Hop over here. Set up the wrong thing. Hopefully that looks a little better. So, this, yeah. I've got a couple of things pre-set up, but beyond that, it's fresh code this evening. So that should just run a black box. Very nice. Cool. First real step here is twofold, so I need the actual DOME module. For the window size, I mean, you don't need to set the window size, but it's nice too. Also, if I could spell graphics for canvas. So then we'll go window dot. Well, actually, I usually do it like this. I go scale, probably do a 4 times scale. Canvas dot resize. I feel like doing the Nokia-ish style screen, maybe. I don't know. We could do like, what's the Game Boy resolution? It's like 144 or something. 160 by 144. 160, 144. So then resize it. So we can do. Canvas to width times scale, canvas to height times scale. We'll want to have the canvas blanking each time. Like that. Not that you can tell yet. I actually want to have a. Well, do I? Well, yeah, I do need the color because I want background color new. I did pick out a colour already for the project page. Just go grab that real quick. It's this one. I wanted a kind of off black colour, just for a bit of interest. Like that. Should look pretty nice. So then you can basically go in here, do that, and this should be. It's not new, it's X. Look at that, there we go, matching. Very nice. Bit of chocolate. I think the best way of doing this. I have a lot of stuff to consider for the design of this thing. I probably need some kind of text box, maybe. I'm making like some kind of interactive fiction. That's the plan. So let's just get something to draw. I wanted to go grab that. There is one bit of code that I don't really feel like rewriting, because I really had to struggle through doing it once. It's not that hard to redo, it's just, it'll save me a little bit of time. So it's in the camp. Because of the stock graphics I want to use, using this would be better. And actually don't want this bit. I think that we actually just want to, because I'm not using the Nokia stuff anymore because that's for a different jam. That either. Hey there, werewolf. How you doing? About the same, really, about the same. It's been a long day. But I'm doing okay. This is going to be a pretty intense stream. We'll see how we go. But I'm okay. It's been up and down. What am I doing? So I need to import the tile sheet. What did I call it? Large. Oh, I remember now. Although I might snag a slightly different version. No, so today we're doing something different. We're in the middle of the DOMEJAM, but at the very end of the DOMEJAM, which is the game jam that I have been running because Dome is officially a year old, at least as far as the public release of Dome is concerned. The problem is, I didn't really get a chance to work on anything for the last week and a half myself, so I now have this 3 hours and some of tomorrow to make something. So as of this stream, I had 0 code, pretty much. I'm copying through this tile sheet class that I've got here just because it's a very annoying thing to have to redo, and it's literally right there in it. So, yeah. But beyond that, I'm starting completely from scratch. I just wanted to see if I can put something together in the next few hours. Since I'm on stream, it'll keep me hopefully a bit focused, get a bit of hype going. There's only a couple of entries, but I'm excited. It's been a bit of a weird time, so yeah. I want to grab a bed. Just got. I'm using this 1-bit sprite set because I like it. I think that I'm going to use this pair of sprites here. Is the packed version of this actually not got a... That's surprising. I would have thought they would have filled that in. Okay. So on this sprite, it's 96,128. Just remember. And so we want sheet.getTile in, and it's 16 wide, no, 16 tall, 32 wide, because it's a 16 tile sheet. And this is bed like that. And that creates a draw command, which is a representation of transform information. And then I can do bed.draw, canvas.width, canvas.height. Do 2 for both of those, please. Yeah, I haven't streamed since last year, so. Oh, it's got the invert thing. I don't need that anymore. Get rid of that. Well, it's not going to be regular. Just when I have the time at the moment. But there we go. That looks pretty good. Oh, it's got the monocoloring. Ugh, I didn't want to have to deal with that, but okay. I guess we will do the monocoloring. And foreground. I've been doing a lot of work on Dome's internals for the last month and a half. And oddly, after doing that, I sort of lost a lot of motivation to actually make anything. So it's been very stop-start for the last couple of weeks while trying to make stuff. Is that the right spelling of foreground? My brain is not working. I'm actually going to have a palette.ren just so that I can yank that. And that one. Separately. Yeah, I think that once this jam ends, I will be having an actual break from pretty much all game development stuff for just a little while. Just to give me some space to recharge. I've been kind of crunching it, which is not my favorite way of doing things, but there we are. So then this can now go up here. And I've got both of those. And close that one. And then I think that I could just make this white. Hey Ruby, how you doing? Yeah, that looks better. Now it's not got the black border around it. look, I did the other style of game loop. Just because. I'm not sure if it's any better though. This is still weird to me, but here's what it is. I suppose it kind of gives you, yeah, well the thing, yeah, it gives you 2 spots for initialization, which is a bit strange, but I guess you could, well yeah, if you could tell that this was a, yeah, I don't know, some way of telling whether you actually need to call init or if you just didn't have an init, it would just construct or something. I don't know, sorry, digressing. Because it seems weird to have both. Yeah, work is fine. I would just be nattering on in the background. Nothing too exciting going on. I'm probably not even going to make anything. Stage is step 0. Well, yeah, stage and scenes. I have like this vague idea of what I'm doing, and it's not a happy game necessarily, but it's what I feel like making, so let's see. If I just wanted to print some text, how does it look in this style? Print this. Oh, yeah. Well, I suppose I could just do foreground. That's probably better. I never really could get into chess. I probably have the right brain for it, but I don't have the disposition. Zero, zero, canvas dot width, fade, background. I suppose then in this case it would actually be canvas dot height minus the fade. Well, yes. Any game that you play should be about having fun. I'm just very bad at losing, so I struggle after a while to maintain myself having fun if I'm playing a competitive game and losing repeatedly, which is something that I know from playing a lot of competitive card games, and despite that I still play. I find it very difficult sometimes. Yeah, I just find it very difficult after a while to maintain my cool. No, that didn't actually work at all, did it? Oh, it would help if I drew this stuff in the right place. It kind of needs to go here. Oh, but you can't even tell because it's all going to be the same color. Unless there's like a line. Let me put a little line in just to I'm not quite that bad. I just get really miserable and kind of angry at myself. I've never really flipped a table. I don't know. It's not a happy feeling. Canvas dot line and 0 fade. Canvas dot width fade foreground. And canvas right. Yeah. I guess it's a form of tilt that I experience. It's just not a way I want to be. Probably like 8 of these. Well, we'll start with just 2. Just to see how it goes. Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, I'm not unhappy about that avoidance. It's just a thing I have to be careful of is once I'm multiplied by canvas dot width of n. It really have this go up to n, but for now I just want to test. So this is probably not going to work. But, yeah, I did not quite do what I wanted it to do, but that's fine. And there's a couple of other things I need to be aware of. First of all, I only do this if the fade is greater than 0, please. I don't need those white lines to stay there forever afterwards. And then I need like the half is equal to canvas height over 2. Well, I suppose it would actually be mid-top and mid-bottom, which would just be fade, and like that. And this would then just be mid-bottom. And this can also be mid-bottom. Oh, that's the wrong one. And that'll be 0 and fade. Well, actually, what we could do is that could be like minus fade, and that might look okay. Yeah, engine design is a whole thing. And there's probably better ways to have done it than I did. So that's something. But it's fine. Oh, that's actually meant to be something else. Oops. Mid-bottom is meant to be there. Right, got that now. Because those are the 2 blinds. Well, thank you, Twitch, for letting Discord know about things. Yeah, it's a deep field trying to do engine design. I'm not sure that I do it justice, but I muddle my way through. Right, I'm just going to stop using this bit for a moment just so I can get my head clear. Nice, that's kind of what I want. I just need the lines. So I want this kind of hashed, sort of, I want like diagonals maybe. Oh, do I? Maybe not, maybe that's fine. I kind of want it to look like someone is getting out of, like opening their eyes. Obviously ignore that line, but yeah. This should be mid bottom, and the actual bottom is that one. Almost. I mean, to be honest, Dome started as, I bet I can hook the Ren VM to SDL. That'll be fun. Easy. I can make a whole engine easy if I do that. It'll be perfect. Hey Ben, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you can make it. I'm sorry that I'm not able to look at Discord at the moment, but I'm glad that you're able to drop by. Something's going weird there. That should do it. That's what I wanted. Much better. Because now we do like 8 of those. So I'm making a very quick little interactive fiction game, and that is all I'm going to say until I sort of start putting all the pieces together, and you can all try and figure out what it is. I'm not sure that it'll be any good. It's just what I felt like making in the end, I suppose. Don't know. It's not a happy story. At least I don't think so. I'm going to do that, I think. I need to shift the end line around a bit. Move in. Right, so if I just do that, that might work. Hey, that's pretty much what I wanted. I'm not sure if it doesn't really have to look like anything, it's just because I'm using the one color. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know how, if this is the best way to go about it. I basically want someone to open their eyes and have that view sort of appear like that. Is the sort of scene transition we're going for. But maybe I should just drop it. Let's drop it for now. The little blindy bit is actually enough, I think. So we have, yeah, it probably needs like some what's the word? It needs like a non-linear transform on it, so it sort of slowly and then grows. But it's like it evokes it close enough, I guess. It's not. I'm not going to get that kind of fidelity so quickly. But I'm also in a rush, so meh. Yeah, like that. That looks better. At least it'll do. It'll do. Right, so really I need like a scene. Don't draw. I can't believe that I'm making another one of these, but there we go. I should just build one of these things into a thing. Yes, I do think so. I believe that you could definitely make us a shippable Steam game with Dome. Whether I will ever do it, I don't think will ever happen. But there is no reason you couldn't, as far as I am aware. It builds for all the platforms that Steam can support, really. And you can even build a plugin to hook into Steam's special DLL libraries. So you can even get full integration, I think. But I don't know. I've never used Haiku OS, so I know nothing about it. I don't think that I will make anything worthy to run on Steam. Fair enough. But the thing is, all that I care about is that someone managed to homebrew run Dome on a Nintendo Switch. That is all I'm happy with. If you can do that, you can do anything, you know? Yeah, I was blown away too. It required a little bit of massaging, from what I understand, around how inputs work and things, but they managed it, so. I did, so this is my first time actually doing it. I've known that you could do it, I never did it in any of the code examples until now. But I figured I'm doing this partially for demonstrative purposes, so I thought I'd do it right. I'm sort of trying to piece together the overall architecture of this thing in my head. Because what I want is basically well, where am I going to put all the game code, I guess, for each bit? Basically, how this is going to be structured is you're going to have individual scenes that you kind of are shown, presented some options and you do the one option, it goes to the next scene with some sort of fancy transition. So I need somewhere to put each individual scene's drawing and logic and stuff. Although I suppose there wouldn't actually be that much of it. But this might be one of the more graphically heavy games ever. Maybe not. Come on, we can do this. So we'll just put them all in here for now. So wake up scene. Is scene. And construct new. Like that. Don't pre-do things. I have not used Godot. It's supposed to be very nice. I just have no real interest in engines that size. I mean, Godot got very popular over the last 2 to 3 years, which is roughly the same amount of time that I've been working on Dome for. So I never really had the free brain space to go work on or look at something else. I don't know. I've heard of Raylib, and that looks quite nice. But again, I haven't used it, so... I think that Raylib kind of would sit where... Well, actually, because Raylib does platform layer stuff. It sort of handles all the graphics and sound and things. I don't know if it's a complete engine in its own right. But if it is, that's cool. So I actually want a like sprites thing so that I can link this up into there. Oh, that's nice. Built-in collision is a real plus. Actually, just being able to not worry about physics of any kind. Yeah, like when I started this, I was aiming for something close to Love 2D. Although I admittedly hadn't actually used Love 2D, so it's my own take. But, yeah. It's terrible. Truly terrible. This stuff can stay in here for now because it's not directly important, and this bit can go up here. Into there. Well, I started working on Dome because I was frustrated using the Pico 8, which uses this same sort of init update raw structure. So that's why the graphics APIs are the way they are, because I wanted that sort of thing. I suppose it is small, comparatively speaking, but it's also because it doesn't do anything. In some ways, that's its biggest thing, is it doesn't do anything for you. Apart from, like, it does the very slim set of things it does and nothing else. Which is kind of why I made it like that, but... I don't know. It's kind of funny though. Scene, wait, well, yeah. Scenes, stage, dot, draw, please. And then update, please. Import scene for wake up scene. And up scene dot new. Just for now. more crashes, a lot of things. That's fine. It's because I need this. And this. Not on its own. Dome is entirely single-threaded, except the audio. But sorry. So what I mean is, it doesn't expose a multi-threaded interface to you at any time. If it, so all of your stuff, all of the updates, and all the graphic stuff runs synchronously in a single thread. My hope is to introduce asynchronous asset loading in the future. There is technically a secret prototype of that in there, but it's not my favorite implementation. So I very much want to remove it and start again. But my hope was never to really need to deal with that sort of thing for the kind of games that I make. I'm not sure that's right. I feel like I run into performance issues more now than I would like, but there we are. Foreground, I'm not using math over here, but I do need to do import sprites for bed. There we go. I suppose that actually in the main instance, fade equal to 0 means that we can do input. Fade direction equals -1. And fade equals 0. Yeah, I don't know the best way of dealing with that problem. It's something that I've been considering over the last couple of days as well, because I can teach the API, no problem. It's just if you don't fully grasp Ren, you might struggle a bit. But it's also one of the better ways of learning the language because it's a practical and visible thing rather than a sort of abstract, here is the syntax, go and do something with it. Like, draw something on the screen, see how it works. So, I don't know. Space, and I want to stop the direction of movement here. That should be fine. Oh. Ah. Well. Oops. There we go. And it stops. And see. This will have a next property, which will be null here. Actually, if scenes stage next, then fade equals 1. And fade out. It's, yeah, so the fields and members thing becomes clearer when you start to understand the object model of Ren, rather than having its fields and private methods and private fields and public fields and whatever. It doesn't bother with any of that, but it basically just makes a very clear distinction between these things which are instance based versus a static one, which is for everybody. And once that clicks, it really, you don't even think about it. That wasn't a good explanation, by the way. I am very tired. But it's a very nice language. I really like it. So if I did something like so, for example, this wake up scene thing is a class. I've got a individual instance of it, which is being used. So I'm going to say that this instance has a variable called next, which is null, just for clarity. But nothing outside of the class can get to this. It's private. All the fields in Ren are private. The only way that something can get to it is by declaring a getter, like that. So now something can do the line that's here for a scene object called the next getter to get that value. So then I can do like if keyboard space dot just pressed. I need to actually import the keyboard module, but next is equal to 1. Maybe, well, actually no, this game is sequential, so it just needs to be true false. Yeah, exactly. So when we say something is static, like you could do this instead. So this getter is for the wake up scene class object, rather than the instances of wake up scene, because this is a static getter. So this is, and then this would make it a static field, which is still private to the class and instances of the class. So, yeah. Hopefully that helps. Once you get that, everything else is fine, I reckon. There's a couple of other little quirks here and there, but that's the main one that gets people, I think. What am I doing? Right. What do we think is going to work? There we go. And then it's stuck because there's nothing else for it to do. Feel free to ask any other questions you have. I'll answer what I can when I'm not trying to code the game. Although, yeah, that's fine. That's one mod scenes.count. So this should close and then reopen. No, it doesn't, because of the thing. You're right, there is no... oh, it's fun. there is no string, or there's very limited string handling in Ren directly. Dome could expose some of that for us. It's more tricky because, as you say, it's a UTF-8, but Dome actually has a UTF-8 module built in, or at least it has UTF handling routines in there, so I should be able to use that to do upper and lower stuff as well. But it's just not been something I needed, so I haven't done it. That is primarily how features get added. I need a thing, I'm going to put it in the engine. I mean, that's almost essential to my thought process for whether I add something or not, but yeah. I mean, it's not unthinkable for Dome to have it, because some people do need text handling to do that kind of thing. There's all sorts of reasons you might want to capitalize stuff, so I'm not opposed to it, I just haven't needed it right now. Yeah. That's also true. Upper and lower only applies to a certain subset of the whole character set, so whatever. But we can do it. There is technically a string module in Dome, I just don't expose it right now, because no one needs anything in there. Really. It's mostly for my convenience. Ah, I know what I'm doing. So I actually don't want this. I want current scene to be what am I doing? So current scene. Scene is equal to scenes 0.new, like that, and then it'll be stage.new like that. So this should close and stay open, because it's a new instance of this scene, and I can do it again. Cool. Really, I wanted to pause in between, but meh. No, there will be no character. At least there will be no player movable character. I had to think of a game concept that did not have a world in it. Like, I'm almost done building up all the infrastructure I actually need. didn't actually test the thing I wanted to test. So if I close this now, it should stay closed, and then open about now, maybe. Nope, it didn't want to. Turn off the nightlight on my phone. There we go. So I did a lot of streaming last year. I had a bit of a rapid fire thing where I was streaming twice a week, and for that whole time I had like because I have the stream chat up on my phone just down here, I had my phone propped up with a like decorative vase and like a little sticky thing on the table just so that it wouldn't slide over. And the problem with that is that in that arrangement I couldn't actually charge my phone. So if it ran down during a stream, I got stuck. I couldn't see the chat anymore. So my partner very lovingly got me a little stand. So I got a little stream equipment upgrade to hold my phone with, which makes actually seeing the chat also a lot easier. It's like a little second screen. It's very nice. Sorry, just a little digression there. Oh, I know why. It's because that this is not my neatest of code either. Obviously, I am just in a hurry. Scene timeout. Pause. Just do it like that. I'm counting frames, which is not the best system, but, well, actually that's not strictly true. Dome is set up very well to count frames because the update runs at a consistent tick. So it is very reliable in that sense. I just prefer it usually. I think actually no, this is the main way that you check time. In the last, I want to say, in the last release, I added an actual time, wall clock time access thing through the platform module. But up until that point, you couldn't do it at all. So you had to count frames to know how long stuff had been. I suppose technically, there's also system.clock. No. This is explained there's a guide on the doc site. There's this game loop behavior thing here. It's basically got a fixed interval update loop. So the update loop is guaranteed to represent a 60th of a second of time. And Dome endeavors to run that at the correct pace. And then it renders whenever it can. There's a whole bunch of explanation here, which is a lot better than I can do right now. But you can assume that the update runs at 1/60th of a second, or every 60th of a second. So that's why I'm using 60. It's close enough. The reason it's set up like this is to accommodate for slower and faster machines, which can't do things as quickly. Which admittedly is slightly overkill most of the time, but sometimes it's actually really important that we can do it that way. So not really prioritized. It's I don't have a good explanation for it. You basically, Dome runs its game loop keeping track of lag. So it measures, it calls update, figures out how long it's been since it last called update, and then it only calls the update when it's sufficiently been long enough. But it will constantly draw during that time. So if for whatever reason the drawing is slowed down, you should still be getting a consistent tick. It's the articles explain that a lot better than I do, in my current frame of mind at least. It's that you get drawing happens more often or at an inconsistent rate, whereas updates can be treated as being consistent, which is why you should always and only update your game state during the update tick. You shouldn't be touching the game state in any way. Yeah, that's the one. That's the exact set of pages and images that you need, because that's mostly where I pinched it from. Thank you. Oh dear. What am I doing? That's what I want. Yeah. Yeah. The reason it's like that is so that you can have consistent physics simulations and things, or deterministic physics simulations, even if the rendering is a bit iffy. Sorry, I'll shut up. Gotta make the game. I'm not quite sure when I'll stop, but I suppose the last thing that this actually needs, well, let's put a second scene in, just to make sure that it's working. No, didn't actually do the thing that would make that viable. So this should be something different. And then it should go back to the first one. Cool. That's right. You don't have to deal with the delta time stuff at all. Dome handles that whole thing for you. The only thing that you might need to care about is if you want to do interpolation during the draw step, which I've only actually had to do once in my whole time using Dome. Basically, if it's getting to the point where the update tick takes too long, that it can't run that consistently, but it's drawing, you can interpolate or extrapolate even. You can extrapolate your physics using the this alpha here, because this thing is a value of 0 to 1 to indicate how close it is between frames of update. So you can basically have like your XY position, add on the speed multiplied by this thing, and you can do the extrapolation. But I've almost never actually had to use that, so it's just there for the convenience. Dome doesn't lend itself to situations where that's necessary, so meh, but it's there because it might be necessary eventually. You can also disable that behavior. If you want a fixed update time step and a fixed rendering time step, you can actually turn that off. I don't necessarily recommend it, but you can do it. I think it's window.lockstep is true. No, not window, process. I don't care. Yeah, it's in the docs. It's all in the docs. But, yeah. Right, so I've got the ability to have different scenes, transition between them. I just need a menu. Construct new options. Position equals 0. And this will have its it might have a full update because it has to do the handling of stuff, and it will definitely have a draw, but that might not be the standard draw. It might have an XY position on it. I'll come back to that. I feel like I might just put like a really basic update draw inheritable class in the main Dome library, just so that I don't have to keep writing that out necessarily. Well, no. I mean, you'd still have to write it out, so it doesn't help. Never mind. Sorry. It's been a really long day. Okay. I really hope that you find a good thing to make with it. There's still technically 12 hours or whatever. Oh, no. You've got 24 hours until the end of the DOMEJAM, so you've got time. You can make something. It doesn't even have to be big. Last year, I literally made like a little breathing timer. I seem to make 2 things each DOMEJAM based on current experience, so there we are. There's still time. I'm very proud of it though. It's been a lot of time, and it keeps me sane, mostly. This needs a keyboard. Update for the keyboard, please. Yes, well, that's the thing. On the day that I made that, which was in the middle of the DOMEJAM that I was running last year, I was having a mild anxiety attack, so it gave me something to do and to focus on and keep calm with. So, yeah. I'm glad that I made it. And it's also really simple, so it's a decent show of how to make something. But yeah, like anything of any size is valid as far as I'm concerned. That's okay. It seems that everyone's busy anyway, so it's not the end of the world. There's a few really nice entries, or at least interesting looking entries this year. I look forward to playing them. I'm probably going to stream on Friday, just playing through them real quick. maybe hang out, maybe code something, I'm not sure. But a couple of really nice things went in. You know, I think that given the state of the world right now, everyone can be forgiven for not necessarily wanting to prioritize making games. Okay, so I have a thing about this. I need to iterate through a list of things, and while iterating through it, I still need the index. Is it better to do im0 to options.count, and then I can do canvas.print options I, whatever. Or is it better to have like an external variable that does that? And then do I equals I+1. So 3 dots is tail exclusive. And then 2 dots is inclusive. So you can do, this is everything except the options.count, and then that includes the options.count. It's really nice. This is actually one of my favorite things. It's the range object in the Ren documentation, for what it's worth. Or range class syntax thing. You can find it. I guess this is probably the clean way of doing it. This needs to be over here. This needs to be over here. I don't need the color yet. Yeah. At least, like, there are languages where everything... That's true. There are languages where everything is an object, or claims that everything is an object, and then you look at it and it's actually got primitives as well, like Java. Like, everything is supposed to be an object apart from the primitives that aren't. But in Ren, that's not true. Everything is an object apart from the things that are methods. So, yeah. It's actually what I like about it is how consistent all of the syntax is. So there's very little difference to calling a constructor versus calling a method, or like a static method on a class. So you could do that. Well, not even what I mean, but like you can do lots of interesting API design things because it's all the same. It all looks the same. And so I take heavy advantage of that to get the kind of API that I want to use out of DOME. That and operator overloading, because operators are also functions. So, or methods even. Feels good. What am I doing? Right, over here. I wanted to have the menu be menu.new. Get up, sleep in. That's basically all we need for now. And then menu.update and menu.draw. That's actually the thing that we need. This bit can go in here now. Return true. Return false. Yeah, it's something really nice actually, especially for things like the vector classes where you can actually have vectors adding together and stuff. It's really handy. It's not, you don't need it everywhere, but the places where you do need it, it feels good. That's the thing. It's just nice. I just like this language. It's so until this previous Ren release, chaining methods was very awkward. There was a syntactic quirk that made it a bit strange to do. So that's why there's very little example code doing it. But now that that's supposed to be supported, it might get used a lot more. Because I think that's right. Ruby will correct me, I'm sure, if I'm wrong. Yeah. Right. Nope. But that sort of chained API is something I'm fine with. In the right situation, it works. Yeah, that's the thing. It was basically that you'd have your class and you had to put the period at the end of the line to call the next thing. Like that, which feels really weird because the classic way of seeing it would be the reverse. So as far as I was concerned, at least, I didn't want to do it this way. Because Ren handles new lines in a strange way, or slightly strange way, partially because they're significant here. Sort of. Is it that it looks for the new lines, or is it, I always forget if it's new lines or just the fact that it's a single statement. And if I is equal to position, right. Yeah, so it's it cares about the new line. So new lines are semi-significant in Ren, I guess, I'd say. X, Y, plus. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you for clarifying. Y plus. And then max width equals 0. Max width equals m dot max. Max width options I count. And then we can do ends dot rect fill x y minus 2 minus 2, and then it would be 2 plus 4 stack width, and then 4 plus options spelled correctly, please. Count multiplied by 8. I need to actually do that bit too. Yeah. It'd be nice if it could give you a better error around that, but it's not a critical thing. To be honest, I might have made the window for this game too big. Oh. Yeah, it's just one of those things, because someone will have it happen to them and not know what's causing it, but we could probably tell them. Yeah. Oop, that's not meant to be rect fill. Rect fill, I just want a standard rect, please. Oops, that's better. That actually worked, like basically first time. Now for the controls. Up. -1 position mode options count. I don't know what happens if that is negative. Modulo on negative things goes a bit strange, so let's find out what happens. Down, up. Doesn't like that. Okay. I guess. What's the way of doing that? Is there a clean way of fixing that? For a negative wraparound? Oh, there is. Yeah, there is. You just do options. If you do dot. Oh. You mean like that? The problem is there's enough delay that I have a chance to try it before you can tell me otherwise. Hey, there we go. That's pretty good. Dip. Right. I want to have one more thing happen, which is that actually that needs a context, because the architectural requirements of this just occurred to me. Scene. Context. And then we can basically have other stuff. Oh, I need like one other bit happen. There needs to be like a. Oh no, I can do that. It's fine. So main. Data. I've been getting really into using just maps for generic game data, and I kind of love it, because you can just do that and it's great, and then you can just have keys for stuff at runtime. So if you're building like generic systems where you don't know what the data is going to be, like you can have just arbitrary data hanging out on your game entity or the world or whatever, and that style of things is making me really happy generally. just having arbitrary properties that I can assign to stuff. But in theory, so pick that. Okay, so next up, I need to do something about it. So the actually needs like look at me write the fancy word consequences. Ooh, consequences. If consequences, then like that. Well, that is probably accidental. I mean, it's a win on my part, but it's not a default expectation or anything. It's just because there aren't a lot of projects available that are Ren based and easy to get started with. So if you wanted to just start using Ren for something, your main choice happens to be Dome, which is by design on my part. So unless someone is coming to Ren with the intention of putting it in something, they probably want to just try it. And then there's two main options, one of which is Dome and the other is to try and get the... Yeah, that's true. I mean, Ren is winning on its general awareness, I think. It managed to last on Hacker News for a lot longer than Dome did. No, obviously not. Obviously not a competition. It's nice to know, though. Like, there is some overlap, but they are also distinct. I try and do two different things. One of it is the thing I already said. If someone wants to use the language, I provide a good way of doing that because it's a ready-to-go framework. On the other side, I am careful which versions of Ren I use because it's a good production use of the language, so when it's being developed I can help check for sanity check things, basically. That's my intention anyway. And I provide a different perspective on the development, I suppose. Hope so, anyway. I could be really annoying. Right, so I'm actually going to do it. This is the secret method of overloading constructors without having to repeat myself. I cannot spell the word options today. What is wrong with me? Yeah, just imagining the source code for Lux terrifies me. I cannot imagine it, mostly because I don't have any say in how it looks or anything. But I can only imagine. But yeah, I stick to the established and tagged versions of Ren. I'm sure it's fine. I'm kidding. But yeah, Dome sticks to specific versions, so that when I say to someone, it uses this version, I know which features are actually available. But yeah, the little thing I just did here where you can technically overload a constructor by making it a static method first. I mean, this is weird because I mean you have the minor cost of an extra method call, but it saves the alternative, which would do the same thing. So, well, a similar thing. You'd have to do one of the two other things. So, I like it. Because then what I could have is the wait timer. If wait timer is greater than 0, and can we stop print? I can't look at that at the moment, sorry. What do I call it? No, I have no tips for you. Yeah, there is a little article on the wiki that has most of the main ones, but otherwise there's not a ton. It's a real niche at the moment. Like, GitHub doesn't recognize it as a language, so you can't even search for it like that. Start width minus the text.count by 8, divide that by 2. Start height over 2 minus 4. Yeah, second place. There's a lot of strings in this game. I wish that Vim would detect the indentation properly, but it's fine. No, I didn't draw it. That's weird. Oh, it's like that. let's do this. Just to make sure that I'm setting stuff correctly. Yes, I am. Yeah, Lux is much fancier. Which is cool. I'm having a moment. Why is that not showing up correctly? Oh, okay. Hold up. I need to do a quick calculation. 20. You were suggesting line wrapping routines at one point? That might be a thing I need to do. I know that I've done line wrapping before, so this could be annoying to figure out. Max width equals 160 divided by 8 characters. No, by 8 pixels even. But we also want to subtract. No, it doesn't. I don't think it knows what to do about it. I actually would not mind if there was a pull request in there to actually change how that behaves. I don't know if you particularly feel like digging into the source code, but it's a good starter issue, I suppose. I believe that the escape codes do work, or at least are the way that you'd expect them to be. It's just that Dome doesn't know to change the line position. I don't actually want to write a whole text wrapping routine at the moment. If I can just figure out where to break instead, that might be better. Like that. So what we need to do is be like, if the current line is lines -1 if line dot count plus word dot count would be greater than the max width, then we need to do something else. Lines dot add word. Otherwise, lines -1 is equal to that, and that probably does it, because then you do for line in lines, and then do -8 multiplied by lines dot count over 2. That, and then this goes over here like this. And text is actually line, and then this is the y value. Let's see how many things we can mess up in one go. Oh, not quite. Oh, I know why. It's because I'm not incrementing the y value. Thank you. Oh, that actually looked all right. Yeah, that's fine. The reason that I'm saying that it's a good, I mean, you can do two things. You could raise the issue and then someone else can look at it, or you can try and do it yourself. It's a pretty contained change, which makes it a very good first issue. And I'm all for having issues in the bug tracker specifically for people who want to contribute for the first time. So it's up to you. I don't require everyone to, I mean, it would be unreasonable to expect everyone to just make the change that they want to see. So feel free to raise an issue instead if you'd prefer, because that's a reasonable thing to expect. And I'm surprised it doesn't work. So, oh, I know what I want to do. There's one extra bit I do want from this whole ordeal, which is that we should be doing lines -1 to line dot trim. I like that. Because now it's centered correctly. Ooh. That doesn't want to move on. Is that just because it's wait, what? That's weird. Why would that just stop? The only thing I can really think of is that for some reason it's not reset the fade. No, that's fine. Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? It's this. I forgot to add the extra parameter because of overloading. You shuffle to the bathroom. And then you close it again. Ah, it needs to clear that. Okay. Oh, not quite. Okay. Not quite there, but close. Basically don't want it to do anything until we're fading again. Like that. Oh, but it'll... There we go. Like that. It needs to stay a little longer though. Probably more like 2 by 60. Okay, that's working the way I expect it to. Minutes 0 hour is 6. Make files are great. Once you, again, it's a once you grok them thing. It's fine. I mean, if you're looking at Dome's stuff, I've actually made it very simple. So you just hit make and it runs. You shouldn't have to do anything specific, assuming that you have the SDL dependency installed. If not, that'll actually get easier to do in a few weeks probably, because they've moved to GitHub. So the thing is that most developer environments have a make, so it makes Dome easy to build everywhere, which is really important to me. Did I lose connection or something to my chat? Maybe. Not sure. It's true. Then that we would probably actually have the time thing here. Min 0 foreground. Because then we can do other things like Sorry, I'm probably really boring right now. Hopefully you're having a good evening all the same. Just trying to get some bits and pieces together. Once again, I'm going to just abuse this. This probably would break some kind of inheritance issue, but meh. Like that, and execute on the context stuff. Minutes is equal to minutes, which I can totally spell, plus time, and then, well, file mins is equal to that. Then if min plus time is greater than 60, or at least while it's greater than 60, then hour is equal to hour plus 1, mins is equal to mins minus 60. And then on the other end, you get mins, like that. A fun thing that I like to do sometimes is just make an alias, because consequence as a thing to write out is actually really annoying. Oh, well, actually you don't even need to do it anymore because we have the as syntax. That's even better. Con. I think that's how that's meant to work, because then you can do con.new like that. And con.new, probably try 30 to start with. So this should increment. Oh, nope, I broke it. I know why. 95, it's because this is actually con.message.split. That's fine, it shouldn't increment, but then if we come back, then this one should increment. And it didn't, so let's find out what happened. Minutes. Oh, it's because I'm not calling it. That's why. like that. Because then, really, I suppose you could do this. Like that. And then message could just be this again. I might change my mind on that, but for now, should work. Action command pattern. It's good. Or it breaks things. 46. Wait, what? What's it doing? So, 0th position. Oh. Spelling. Very important as a programmer. And move down, press that thing. And we expect the time to have changed. Yes, it did. Okay. I guess that really, that's all the mechanics. I just need to put in the graphics and the content stuff. Let's see if I can sort of sketch out the pieces. I mean, I can also come over here. Yeah, that's probably 10 minutes. If you sleep in, how long do you sleep in for? I guess that I kind of do. Maybe another hour. An 8-hour lion. Wow. That's impressive. I can't do that. That's true. That's true, very true. So this should be like 10 past 6? No, 10 past 7, sorry, but yes, that worked. I just need to do one other bit with that and then we're good. Which is mod 24. Like so. Because then if for whatever reason you had something that was 60 by 24 plus something like that, just for fun. You get some weird time, but it should still be in a sensible range. That's about what I'd expect. Slightly less than 24 hours. And then we add it kind of back on a bit, but not quite. I'm satisfied with that. Cool. Okay. Got something in my eye. It's an eye. Ugh. That's it. That's the mechanical architecture for everything that this game needs to work. I think. There's just got to fill out all the content now. And then there's like some finessing around the game experience, I guess. But basically. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I don't think I can do those now. I'm a little bit off of things. But, I mean, yeah. Will I have time tomorrow to finish this up? I mean, I don't actually have a single finished scene because I don't have the graphics in place. But occurs to me that I could do other things though. Yeah, massive bed. Massive bed. Does that look a bit odd that it's a different thickness of pixels, I guess? I suppose that you could kind of do them symbolically, so I don't even need the character. That's annoying, but... The only thing is that you can see the clock change just before the fade-in happens. So... it'd be nice to like store a local copy. Well, we can actually do this bit in a method. Generate time string. And then time is just always like that. And we can do this bit here. Let's watch a break. So if we go, yeah, it doesn't change, but then it should come back with 10 extra minutes. Yeah. This one won't have changed at all. And then we can do that. And it should be like really far in the future or in the past. Yeah. Let's go change that back. So it's like 60 minutes plus 10. Something silly like that. I'm gonna just grab a git ignore file from, let's say, yeah. So there's no way to execute code in the middle of creating a class, as far as I know, because all of that gets generated at compile time, basically. So you'd have to put your ifs, you'd have to wrap the setters around, or have an if statement in the setter, basically, to disable whatever you want to disable. You can't do it the other way around. Yeah, pretty much. Not really, no. Everything gets generated at compile time. And there's no execution context. If I did that and I go to to-do, this actually doesn't need to be that big now. I'm just doing idle things. I'm probably done for the night, all things considered. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we made a game. It's just not finished. But I'm in a position now where I could work through those bits over the next 24 hours and actually publish it, I reckon. So I'm happy. Yeah. Thank you, everybody who came by, hung out, asked questions. I appreciate it. I will be streaming again, hopefully on Friday. I'm going to play through, hopefully, the entries for the DOMEJAM. And then I might code a bit on Dome. I might work on this a bit more or something else. Not really sure. But it'll be probably around the same sort of time. Sort of this sort of time. Yeah. Yeah, I come up with some really great lines on it this time. It's just that I just need to. What I mean is, my intention for this evening was to make a game, and I've made the core for the game. Like I literally just need to put content in, and it's done. I don't really care for much else. So exactly, something is better than nothing. How much did we get done? Yeah, have a good night. I mean, lines of code is not a good metric, but that's not bad for a game, I'd say. Yeah, have a good one. Thank you, everybody. I'm probably gonna fade out now. Have a good time. See you Friday. Bye.